In week 9. And no run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25.
Ready. Okay, go field.
Franks now to throw on first down. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Mack Hollins, the intended target, and it's second down. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They've certainly had their struggles against the run at the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
The numbers are definitely not in their favor, but every time I click on the film and watch them, I see stretches where they play against the run really well. Their biggest problem, when they give up those explosive runs, those 30, 40, 50-yard runs, that'll really mess up your averages.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Ready?
Franks looking to throw. And this one is incomplete.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. This is taken around the 12. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line.
They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Pat Surtain. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Ready, set. Ready.
First down throw. Here's Franks. And he fires one incomplete. Kyle Pitts, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. You look at this defense for the Vikings. And they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. To throw again. Franks. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Now they'll change things up. They'll motion the tight end across the formation.
Back up. Blue strike. Hey, go Fury. Ready.
On 1st down, here's Franks. That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. 1-7 their record here at the midway point of the season, and right now this organization, more than likely if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves, but with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So's the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot. And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. They'll run for it. It's Nwangwu. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. To throw is Cousins. Into the hands of the rookie Jordan Addison. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 41, here's 2nd and 2. Straight ahead, here's Nwangwu. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Stop.
Play action now. Cousins completes this to Addison out left. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you throw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Play fake. Cousins. This goes out wide from Madison. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good...
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
Fourth down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph from Minnesota.
This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this is going to be no good. He missed it off to the left, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Looked like you might have overcompensated there for being on the right hash because you've got to make sure you get the angle right. But that time he started it too far left and winds up hooking it way too far.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Andrew Booth puts it off. And the Vikings are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Falcons 7, Vikings nothing.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff to Chandler.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall, and they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Taken from just outside the 30. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance.
And it will be Falcon football.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now a 2nd and 2. It's Franks now from the shotgun. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Miller in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
The Falcons at 5-3 now on the year. And they come in playing some pretty decent football, 5-3 over their last 8.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Okay, ready?
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7.
Hut, hut.
Franks.
And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. Yeah, pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Franks now.
And this is incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Ultra, ultra. Ready?
They go play action with Franks. Crossing route incomplete. He's got Pitts.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big play there on the catch and run. 32 yards.
Here we go.
And London motioning left.
Steel, black. Dog red. Ready?
Robinson will score. Touchdown Atlanta.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Nwangu now from his end zone. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one good for 37 yards. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Now a give running right, Nwangu. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Cousins now.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Falcons are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. He has just been alone for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
They'll motion Pitts.
Steal. Check steal. Ready.
Franks now on second down.
This is Miller, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And now they're in the hurry-up.
London, the motion man right. On 1st and 10, Franks.
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
Ready. Set.
Now Franks. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Ready.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Striker. 3-3. Set. Cut.
On the counter, this is Robinson.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Let's go now.
3rd down and 13.
Check smash. Black.
In motion, Hollins.
Black shot. Red cycle.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo.
This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will extend their lead even further.
They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Taken at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Check Fury. Ready.
Throwing on 1st down. Franks. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
On 2nd down, Franks again. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. And they're going to speed things up here.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Here's a diving catch right side. And it's caught on the deflection. And this is going to be a touchdown.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the route is on here in this 1st half.
Younghoe Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. Nwangwu now from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Trey Flowers picks it, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage. No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw, Cousins.
Look at the big fella go. He'll have the first down and more than that.
And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Cousins. And now here's another interception.
Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot at the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception, and we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
Ready?
Throwing again, Frank's on 2nd and 10.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
A 2-yard loss brings up 3rd down and 12.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. In motion goes the tight end.
Speedo blue. Slide blue. Ready?
Frank's 3rd down from the gun.
And that is incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Fielded at the 33. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
At their own 40-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Off the play fake, Cousins. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
Touchdown,
From 21 yards away. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Go.
Franks looking to throw.
Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
And now an audible here into something else.
15 at the 20-yard line.
Hey, green. Smash, red. Ready.
Now a second down throw. Here's Franks. Throw left side. There's London.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Brings up 3rd and 11.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Needle. Drill green. Hut.
Setting up play action. Franks.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
DJ Wonnum got off his spot quickly and got to the quarterback.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 39-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one,
and my goodness, another interception. Jonathan Abram picks it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
On the set.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Set, cut.
Robinson up the middle.
And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 32. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Falcons! Bijan Robinson, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Nwangu now from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Pat Surtain. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
But these are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Franks. He's got the hook up to Miller. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Ready?
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
And brought down, but inside the 10 to the 7. 69 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play.
Claws red. Set, go.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Go red. Hey, check mega. Hey, blue. Ready.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Oh, he left this one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Gone.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
What's that?
A first down throw for Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Troy Anderson. And the Falcons are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Ready. 43 rail.
49-yard line.
Set.
Off the play fake, here's Franks. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Franks now. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5.
Hey, can't. What's that?
Out of his end zone, Cousins. And now here's another interception. Jonathan Abram picks it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Cool for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. And quickly, they get to the line.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Franks.
47-yard line.
A quick throw, but incomplete. Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They can continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
97.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Yellow. Blue.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And this is caught. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And now here's another interception. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
It's Franks now from the shotgun.
Flushed out right. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12.
Green Jack. White. Smash, red. Ready?
Now Franks.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame. His nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. Well, he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going in and scoring. He's got it reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Akudah just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be discussed heavily in the film session in the coming days.